The Hotel Rules by Pens Ramen Nude L3S. My mom and I were going to New York City for her business trip, and we're staying at a hotel. It wasn't an odd hotel, quite nice actually. He had a large lobby and nice waiting seats. "Alex, dear, go sit and wait. I'll check us in," my mom said. I nodded in response. As I sit down, I notice one of the hotel staff walking over to a fake plant and watering it. I thought it was odd, but okay, not my problem. The staff member must have noticed me and she smiled at me. "Gotta water him. He needs his nutrition somehow," he laughed before walking away. Him? What did she mean by him? I thought I didn't have much more time to ponder it before my mom came to get me to go to our room. We made it to our room. It was large and nice. The walls were cream color. There were 2 beds, a TV, a dresser with 6 compartments, a desk, a nightstand between the beds with a lamp, and a large bathroom. I plopped my stuff down on my bed, too lazy to put my stuff in the dresser yet. I turned to the nightstand and looked at a piece of paper with what seemed to be a list written on it. I picked it up and sat on the bed. Before I could start reading it, my mom said something to me. "Okay, honey," she said, looking at her watch and slipping on a pink blazer. "I have a meeting in 45 minutes. It's 4:30 now. I'll probably be back around 6:30 or 7. I'll bring back some pizza." She began walking to the door. "Bye, honey," she yelled to me. "Bye, Mom. Love you," I yelled back. She walked out the door and I began reading the note. I inspected it more closely and realized it was dirty. And probably old. It was torn at the edges and had some brownish stains on it. I began reading it. Hotel rules. "Hello, guests. Hopefully you're doing well right now and have settled in. Now, before you're doing anything else, you must read these rules. They could very well save your life." Save my life? What do they mean by that? Rule 1. Do not exit the room between the hours 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. for she may find you in the halls. Rule 2. Although the plants in your room are fake, please water them daily, after you wake up and before you go to sleep. Rule 3. When in the lobby between the hours on 8 p.m. and 11 p.m., do not stand directly under any of the 3 small chandeliers. Walking under them is fine though. Rule 4. When in the elevator, avoid making any sort of contact with a woman who wears a long gray white dress and a white sun hat. And by zero means are you to look directly at her face or talk to her. If she attempts to talk to you, ignore her. She needs a response from you to touch you or make any other kind of contact. Rule 5. If you're in the lobby between the hours stated in Rule 3, do not make any contact with a man who has 3 items: a note, a pink or blue bucket, and a large plastic bag with a sandy dyed red substance. As many times as we've seen him, he's been wearing a soaking wet dress shirt and jeans and glasses. Rule 6. Between the hours of 3 a.m. and 4 a.m., keep the curtains shut. They will be banging on your window, no matter what floor you're on. there will be a banging on the window. Do not pay any mind to that banging. If you must get up and out of your bed between those hours, pretend not to hear the sound. It will think you're unable to hear it and will bang louder. But no matter what, pay no mind to it. Rule 7. If you see the same woman from Rule 4 wandering the hallway you're in, ignore her. If she asks you any questions, point to your ears and shake your head. This is the only time that you can look her in the face with no consequence. She will walk past you and leave you alone for the rest of your stay, both in the hall and the elevator. Rule 8. There's a small compartment under your bed. Don't place anything there if you are unwilling to have it be mango when you reopen the compartment. Rule 9. Do not watch any TV channels if they are between channels 3 through 8. It will have lasting effects on you in all categories. Please contact the front office if you have any question concerning the rules. What an odd hotel. I sighed and left the room, note in my pocket. I walked into the elevator, and thankfully, there was no creepy lady, like I believed it. I began thinking about the rules in more detail as I pressed the button. When the elevator stopped and opened at floor 8, a lady in a long gray white dress and white beige hat walked in. I was astonished, but I followed the rules, making no contact with her. I quickly walked out of the elevator and into the lobby, not daring to look back. Then a thought crossed my mind. How am I gonna tell Mom?
Well, folks, that's part 1 of the hotel rules. If you want to hear part 2, go ahead and subscribe. If you like the story, leave a like and a comment, and I see y'all on the wasteland.
The Hotel Rules, Part 2, by Pins Ramen Noodles. I sat in the lobby, pondering the rules, reading the list over and over again. This can't be real, I kept thinking. Then something crossed my mind. What if there's a back page? I flipped over the paper and sure enough, there was a back page. Hello again, guests. As you've seen below, there are more rules. You probably thought from that last remark on the front, there was only 9 rules. But we just put, please contact the front office if you have any questions, on the bottom of every page as a reminder. But anyway, here are the final 7 rules. Rule 10. Please do not use the pool between the hours of 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. It is their time to swim during those hours. Rule 11. The cleaning staff come to clean rooms between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Do not allow the cleaning staff in your room outside of those hours. Rule 12. Do not use the jacuzzi room. The water and heating system is broken and can't be fixed. Rule 13. If the room phone starts ringing unannounced, do not answer the phone. All staff will go to your room directly if they need something from you. Rule 14. When going into the pool room, remember to knock on the door 3 times. A pool guest or staff member will let you in. Three of the pool guests, who never seem to leave, will get very mad if you enter without knocking 3 times. Rule 15. If there is a power outage at the hotel, please sit quietly in your room with your eyes closed and make the smallest amount of sound as possible. Rule 16. Between the hours of 1 a.m. and 2 a.m., sometimes there will be an intense banging on your door and screaming and begging to be let in. Gunshots and maybe stabbing sounds. Your door will not break. You can pay mind to the sound, but do not answer the door and do not reply to the sounds, no matter how bad it may get. Please contact the front office if you have any questions. This was starting to really scare me, so I decided to wait in the lobby and fiddle with my phone until my mom came back. She was thankfully back by 6:40, and when I saw her, I ran up to her, handed her the list and desperately explained about the list to her. She laughed. Nice try, Alex. But you can fool me. I'll humor you though. She said, as she began reading the list. We stood there a few minutes as she read the list. She finished and handed it back to me. Very funny, Alex. She said, as we began walking to the elevator. Mom, I'm not kidding. It was in our room, I retorted. She didn't respond as we stepped into the elevator. She joked with me about the elevator lady. The doors almost closed when a pale hand with painted black nails kept from closing. The white-dressed lady stood before as the doors reopened. My mom stood there in shock, but quickly pulled out something from her pocket to pretend reading it. "Going up?" the woman asked. No response from us. She huffed and went to stand in the corner of the elevator. We got to our floor, and my mom and I bolted to our room. We got in and locked the door, both of us out of breath. You weren't lying," my mom panted. "No, I wasn't," I replied. "Alex," my mom started, "we've got to check out." And that's it for today, folks. That's part 2 of the hotel rules. Hope you like it. If you enjoy it, go ahead and leave a like and a comment. If you want to hear more stories, go ahead and subscribe. And like always, I see y'all on the wasteland.
General rules for staying at West Rosper Adventure Park. Written by Afraid Government 74. Hello, and thank you for choosing Ruthsberg Adventure Park. While we expect for you to have a wonderful time here, we do have basic ground rules to follow unless you are doing something more specific, such as hiking. You have purchased a premium package for your stay here, so you have a luxury cabin and a panic room built in. Even so, we must ask you to read the list provided in this letter as best as you can for the safety of yourself and others. We hope you enjoy your stay here at West Rosberg Adventure Park. Rule 1. Respect any and everything you come across. While most of our campers are human, some are not, and generally it is best to practice kindness when possible. It might save your life. Rule 2. Anytime you wish to leave your cabin for longer than 5 minutes, bring the provided small bag of salt, the heavy-duty flashlight, and a smoke grenade. We also recommend bringing an item of religious importance with you. Rule 3. A camper must schedule any visit to another camper's cabin. If at any point during your stay here, someone asks to be let in without scheduling, do not, under any circumstance, except for Rule 3D, let them in. Keep in mind, whoever is there is almost definitely not human, and can and will impersonate people you know. Rule 3A. It is heavily recommended to ignore any scratching or knocking at the door. Rule 3B. If you disregard Rule 3 and open the door for an unexpected visitor anyways, then please assess the following: who it is, If it is someone who is a close family member, close the door immediately and proceed briskly, but without running to your panic room. Wait for at least 5 hours before leaving the panic room. Do not worry, it is stuck with food and water. You may hear scratching and yelling outside of the panic room. Disregard them. It is recommended to stay longer than 5 hours, but not necessary. Rule 3C. If it is a stranger who you have never met, push this stranger down and run. You have invited it in, and not even the panic room can stop it. Rule 3D. If it is someone you know as a friend and who came with you to this wonderful park. This may seem cliche, but it is necessary. Ask them something they will know, and only they will know. It must be something deeply personal, not when their birthday was. If they answer correctly and immediately, let them come in, but be cautious. If they hesitate or get the answer wrong, immediately shut the door and put a line of salt across every door and window of the room you are currently in. Rule 4. Never be outside of your cabin during the hours of 9 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. Rule 4A. If you're outside during this time, quickly clutch the religious object you have hopefully brought with you as tightly as you're able, even if it causes harm. Then immediately rush towards the nearest non-cabin building, whether it be a shed or a dirty hut. If you're outside without a religious object, then you have broken a rule. I am sorry, and I hope you enjoy your stay here. If you're lucky, they won't be in the mood to play with you. Rule 5. If it is easily accessible, please try to be alone as little as possible. They see you as easy prey. Rule 6. If you at any point see someone with an unnaturally wide smile, bow as deep as you can without snapping your spine. You will be safe to stop bowing when you hear soft laughter. Rule 6A. During any point during your bowing, if you hear crazed laughter and intense, manic steps, throw down the smoke bomb we have provided you with as quickly as possible and run towards your cabin, and only your cabin. Once you are inside, lock the doors and draw the blinds. Do not leave for the rest of the day. We will provide you with a complimentary extra day to replace the day we have lost. Rule 7. Every 3 days, 2 people in a yellow uniform with pink gloves will come to perform basic safety checks on the structure of your cabin. They will also replace any items you may have been forced to use during your time here. They will arrive in a green van with the words in a blocky font saying "Safety Crew" in both sides of the van. Rule 7A. If anything described above is not exactly as described when they arrive, not a van, wrong colors, wrong uniform, etc., do not let them in. They are not the safety crew. If this does happen, call management using the number provided on our previous letter we sent you. They will quickly dismiss the imposters, and the real safety crew will arrive shortly. If you do let them in, I am sorry. Nothing we can do will be able to save you. Rule 8. Stay out of the room directly to the left of the stairs. It will not go well. Rule 9. Do not go to any of our attractions without reading the rules. Consult management with the number provided to ask for a rule set for one of our attractions. You will not last long without it. Rule 10. Before you go to bed each night, turn on the provided television. If it goes to a regular show, you may sleep normally. If it, however, is a show not in the television guide we have provided you on the same dresser the bedroom TV is on, then nothing important changes. Just sleep with your lights on. It is recommended to keep your high-power flashlight by your bedside for the remainder of the night, in case any lights happen to go out. It's unlikely, but it's better safe than sorry. Those are the basic rules you need to follow during your stay here. Contact management for further rules regarding more specific attractions. If you have any further questions, don't forget to check the forum's FAQ. The password is on the previous letter. If your question isn't listed, feel free to ask anyone at our wonderful company. Have a wonderful time at Ruthsberg Adventure Park.